behind the scenes. Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham.
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber.
Hello.
And this is State of Atlanta.
You forgot Tally.
Oh yeah, and Ryan's dog.
Tally.
Ryan's dog Tally is here as well.
Everybody say hi. Sitting there, hanging out.
Well, welcome back, guys. Good weekend. I had a long weekend.
Yeah, I think it was good. What did I do? Oh, spring game. That was fun.
Spring game.
Yeah, we'll get into that because I didn't get to go to the spring game or the spring tour, which would have been funny if I could do one, but not the other. But we have some, I don't want to say breaking news because it's not official because, official news comes out on after we record this week's episode.
It's 100% going to come out tomorrow, by the way.
Play the breaking news clip, David. Come on.
You want to do it anyways? All right, let's
do
it. Inside State of Atlanta sources, Twitter, are saying that Jonas Hayes will be named the next head basketball coach at Georgia State University. Yay!
Hooray! I mean, it seems like it's a home run hire. Did we talk about this last week? I don't even remember. Last week was sort of depressing.
Yeah, we talked about 2 weeks without Tim is depressing. No, we talked about how we were expecting, whether or not we expected to find out about a new head coach to be named by this episode.
Yeah, his name showed up early, and the folks on our State of Atlanta private group seemed pretty excited about him. And then I looked into him and was like, all right, well, this seems like it checks a lot of boxes.
Yeah, and then knowing that he was interim at Xavier, and I got the little notification because I'm not watching the NIT at all that Xavier had won the NIT. I'm like, huh. So this guy's a winner. He's coming in a winner.
He went 4-0 as interim head coach and won the whole dang thing. So
yeah. So what happened? So I really haven't paid attention to it at all. So their head coach got hired away.
No,
somewhere?
He got fired after the first round of the NIT.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah. And so he went on. So Hayes just went on to win the whole goddamn thing.
That's right. He was like, you know what? I'm going to take this team and I'm going to win. But, he's from Atlanta. He's apparently quite a good recruiter. He's like on the record for recruiting a bunch of good people to Xavier. So, seems good. And then people are saying
his brother's
they're down on him being a UGA grad, but hey, I still think if you can get them on the schedule with those connections, because he was on their short list for head coach when they replaced their head coach, like a month or two ago, something like that.
Right, and then there was even talk of him being highly recruited by UGA to be kept for an assistant coaching position.
Right. And he was offered the assistant head coach at Xavier as well.
Yeah, and there was a bidding war, supposedly, and so I don't know how a bidding war happens in basketball between a team like Xavier and UGA, and Georgia State comes out on top. I mean, obviously, head coach is way better than assistant coach or assistant head coach, but man, they got money.
I was gonna say we can go in there and say, hey, 2-3 years, you can get hired away, make some big money.
All right, Tim, we haven't heard from you in 2 weeks. What do you got on this?
Well, we hired a winner. That's different. I mean, if you look at our historical hires, I don't know. Ron Hunter, I mean, we were excited about him, but we're at first a little bit unsure. I think we were excited by his energy level.
Well, I think my concern about Ron Hunter coming in was he'd been at Uwe Pui for 14 years, and he had done some great things with them. But I'm like, if you're not a big time head coach going into the show, year in year out, making Final Four appearances, you don't see a lot of coaches stick around for that long. So it was kind of like, is he really good, or is he just kind of in his element or something, or whatever? That was my. But one of the things I was thinking about with this hire is we don't get this job, we don't get this hire if it was not for Coach Hunter. We would not have gotten Coach Lanier if it wasn't for Coach Hunter. This was not a destination job by any stretch. It wasn't even a stepping stone job,
right?
By any stretch.
Yeah, I mean, Rod Barnes hardly I don't even know what to say, like a giant killer. I mean, he's
Right.
The program
yeah.
was suffered under Rod Barnes.
It was pretty hard to go to every single basketball game and watch every single one of them. It was. It was like watching our 0-12 football season, but over and over and over again every single year, and like double it.
Yeah, I can honestly say I never went to a single Rod Barnes basketball game.
We still had some flashes, and we still had some games where we're exciting to watch, but overall, it was pretty painful.
We were in a better basketball conference back then. Better teams to play. So, yeah. So this is exciting, and I think one of the something that happened that made me feel like this was kind of in the bag a while ago was his twin brother, Jarvis, was already on staff, has been on staff at Georgia State for 3-4 years, Coach Lanier's tenure. And when Coach Lanier went to SMU, Jarvis stuck around. And so I'm like, either he sucks or he was really trying to, he had talked to his brother already about like, this is where you need to come home, be around the fam. And like he was willing to take that risk, that chance that he was not gonna. His brother was gonna come here, and he had still have a job.
We do have that fancy new convocation center too, that kind of probably helped, obviously, sell Georgia State a little bit better than our sports arena, right?
Oh, for sure. The convocation center has got to be a huge selling factor. Plus, coming off of a great performance against Gonzaga in the tournament and that hot streak the team hit. I mean, just ignore the fact that we're losing that entire team.
I think you can't say enough about the family connection though, because when he won the NIT, his mom and his brother came out there, and that was like the first thing that happened in the interview was like they came out and they embraced, you know.
Yeah, mid interview, his mom's over there, and his brother first.
She found him. She was like, "I'm getting on the court and I'm going to him."
Yeah, no, and I love that.
Mom and brother.
We talked a lot about what the kind of emotion looked like from a Coach Hunter versus a Coach Lanier. And, we still don't know anything about what he's going to be like here, but he definitely shows his emotion, I love that, mid interview and just, no, here's my brother. I got to give this man a hug. Here's my mom. Like, I'm done with you, dude. Like, I'll get back to you later.
I heard he's active in like a church here too, in his hometown, like where his family is and stuff. So, it's like, all right, just get here, it's live in Atlanta. You can just go live near home.
So that's one of the great things about it is like, so obviously he has that winning, history or whatever coming off this NIT thing, the ties here, but he could be somebody that being successful still sticks around.
Yeah.
Like, and grows with the program.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. He may not be somebody that's here for 1 or 2 years, makes an appearance in the tournament and takes off. That could be very, very possible.
The stepping stone might have been a selling point, but the bigger selling point might have been being close to family, and you got to look at like if Athens, if UGA really wants him though, like how close is Athens to being home? You know what I mean? So we should still be a little worried about that.
We should be worried a little bit. I mean, he's at Georgia for 6 years as an assistant coach, and if he does well here and they continue to not do well, and
do you think?
Yeah, they could come pick him off.
Do you think we have to be more worried about Georgia plucking him or Georgia Tech plucking him?
I don't know. I don't know how all that works sometimes. Different people, different strokes for different folks, right?
Tech didn't fire their coach yet, though, right?
Not yet. That's what I'm saying. But so Georgia has a new head coach. So they're at least dialed into him for the next couple of years, 3-4 years at least.
Apparently it's official because Wikipedia has it changed already. So
oh, what? Jonas
you can't get yes, he's already head coach at Georgia State.
Ben Moore over there is updating Wikipedia pages willy-nilly. check the IP address of whoever updated that. See if it's coming from Ben's neck of the woods.
I mean, I like getting a head coaching assistant from Xavier. I think that's a solid get. He's at Georgia, Xavier. I'll take it.
I mean, even just going into that whole NIT run that they made before the championship game, his name was popping up about a lot of coaching jobs, and it's all over about look at this guy, look at this guy. But and Georgia State was one of those teams. I mean, as soon as Lanier announced, Hayes was one of the ones that everyone was talking about because of his ties, having played at Georgia, being from here, brother on staff. So, it's great. It's surprising. I'm excited.
CJ
half the responses on that tweet were Georgia fans just upset that he wasn't going to Georgia, and the other half were Xavier fans saying we got a good one. So I'll take it.
Yeah. And then, like how John Weaver pointed out, we have the guy that tweeted, I really wanted him from Georgia, but I guess if he goes to my alma mater, that'll be good too.
Such a
These
fail.
people.
F that guy in the A.
So two things: CJH, right, our new coach
Hey,
Yep.
for the A, yeah. He could turn this whole thing into Gonzaga the East, right?
Ooh, I like that.
whoa,
Gonzaga, the Southeast.
Yeah,
whoa.
Southeast, East, whatever.
Southeast Zags. I like it.
And
I like it a lot.
an open invitation to Mr. Hayes to join our podcast and come on live or not.
I mean, he
And have-
definitely listens already,
and,
right?
and have a beer with us. We would
Maybe
like
it's
to
our
do
fault
it.
actually-
he's coming here. Maybe he's been following State of Atlanta, and he's like, you know what? I want a part of what those guys are building.
I do want to say that with all the talk about him coming in, he didn't. Nothing became like about like these early reports about him coming here until I followed him on Twitter. The State of Atlanta started following him on Twitter. So I think once he saw that follow, he's like, oh, whoa, this is the kind of program. This is the kind of podcast I want following our program, my program, that I've got to go to Georgia State. Either that or he was just going to recruit us to start covering whatever team he went to.
Probably. I don't.
What? Who? Huh?
Hmm?
This is great material. Fantastic, guys.
Woo!
No, I was going to say
Spring
so.
break.
So if we call the Mario brothers because one of the brothers is named Mario, do we now have our coaching staff being the Jonas brothers?
Yes, absolutely.
Yikes! I don't know how much the other one liked that.
We'll find
Also,
out
I
when
heard
he's on
they
the
gotta
show.
kind of figure out some of that stuff because there's like nepotism laws involved where like state employees can't report directly to their siblings.
Yeah, there was a talk about that with Coach Rick wanting to hire his son as an assistant, like a low level assistant coach or something like that. And but this wouldn't be, I don't know, Charlie Cobb's hiring this person. Not, I don't know.
No, assistants would report directly to the coach. I believe.
Right. I know that they would, but I don't know how you work around that. Maybe that's one of the reasons why it's taken so long to actually get an official announcement.
Yeah. I
figure
think
out
that
what
you
they're gonna
can
do.
get exceptions and all that stuff, and so maybe they're just going through the channels to make sure it won't be too big of a deal.
Like they're twins. They're kind of like the same person. They were like they kind of came out together. There's no difference. It's just one person, two paychecks.
Exactly.
I mean, is this the most excited we've been for a head coach basketball hire other than Lefty?
This is a good hire. This is like I said, it checks a lot of boxes. It's a weirdly good hire.
Right. No, I absolutely. This is the best coaching hire since Lefty, and potentially better than Lefty, because when we got Lefty, that was the twilight of his career. That was just his retirement job. I don't want to get out of the game, but I don't. Whatever. This is somebody at the height of their game, or getting to the height of their game.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, just be careful, man. You can't be saying like better than Lefty stuff already. That's just
Those
you
are
got
fighting
people that listen to this
words.
We're gonna
podcast.
call
They're
it-
not
we're
going to
gonna
be
call this guy-
friendly about it.
We're gonna call this guy Righty. Righty
boy.
Hayes.
We're terrible.
Yeah, we're not good people. I'm not, at least.
I'm okay.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be exciting. I'm really curious to see what kind of conference or not conference, out of conference scheduling can put together for us.
Yeah,
obviously has the connections, the new convocation center.
Xavier will come to town, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, mark it on your calendars now. We got Xavier coming down, got Georgia coming down. We'll have all the programs he's been connected with.
Tim, do you know if it's Xavier or Xavier?
Xavier.
Wait, say that again.
Xavier.
That's okay. That's what I thought. Like Xavier, right?
It's
Xavier?
not from X-Men, not Xavier. It's just Xavier.
Yeah.
That's less cool.
I'm
Well,
sorry. You
I
can
mean,
keep
it's not our
calling it
program, it's fine.
yeah, you can keep using the comic book way. That's
Yeah,
fine.
they should change their mascots to the professors.
I did think their shirts were pretty cool though, because like their polos, they're like black with like a white X, which I think is just
that is sharp.
pretty cool.
I like. I've always said before, I like the simplicity in logos of brand design. Like the more simple, the better. And something like that is it's great. Well, I mean, I like how Miami just does the U.
Mm.
Yeah. even though it's a horrible color combination.
It is. It's pretty rich.
Oh, yeah,
green
terrible.
and orange. Oof.
It was funny, sidetrack, but did you ever watch the TV show Smallville?
When I was like 12.
Yeah, well, I was like 22, but anyhow, when they introduced Aquaman, the guy that played Aquaman in there, Arthur, I can't remember his last name. Anyhow, he went to school at University of Miami, of course, and so the reason why he wore orange and green, because Aquaman always wore orange and green, was because he was a Miami student and he wore orange and green.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
that's I don't know, man. That's a stretch.
Hey man, the WB for you, buddy. Or was it back then? Was it the Frog or something crap like that? CW.
Something like that. Yeah.
CW.
Anyways. All right. So anything else about Coach Hayes? Talk about the spring game and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think we probably
We did a good
beat the
job.
coaching hire down.
Yeah, I'm sure that tomorrow, after we get all the more information about him, probably a press conference, all that, there'll be a lot more to talk about. And
Yep.
Tim is already on getting him on the show. Talk about some Georgia State basketball.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
Lanier? Is he gonna come on yet?
He
got
got
Lanier?
a new
He is
job. Yeah, he was the interest level went down.
Too busy.
He has
handling
forgotten
ice,
all
huh?
about Georgia State. He doesn't know where. He's one of those guys now that says, "Where's Georgia? Where's that located again?"
Georgia who? What?
What is that in Statesboro?
Yeah.
Yeah, Georgia State in Statesboro, right? That's how that works. Yeah. Because now all of a sudden, Coach Lanier has a country accent, having moved to Dallas. Is that where SMU is?
Well, he hung out here for a little while too. So you get it there. You get a little here.
Oh,
You
yeah,
get a little there.
Those country bumpkins on Decatur.
Hey man, you get it everywhere. This is Atlanta. All right.
I just spent the last 3 days in Atoka, Tennessee, so the country accent is just part of who I am now, at least for the
Yeah.
next few days. So yeah, I need you guys. You guys can handle the next segment for me and just tell me all about it. Spring game, spring tour. I know nothing. I know nothing other than what was shared in our group chats. So
Yeah,
tell me
I mean,
all about it.
I had a lot of fun. We went down there, and the bouncy house existed, and drinks existed, and it was like
Somebody needs a nickname called Bouncy House. How cool of a nickname would that be if you had a buddy name? Oh, we call this guy Bouncy House.
I don't know, because like, what would that mean about them?
I don't know, but I really like that name as a nickname for somebody. I'm gonna find somebody and call him Bouncy House. I'll probably
Jesus.
start bouncing off of no pun off of different people until it sticks. All right,
Right
go ahead.
on.
Sorry, Bouncy House was there.
So the same people
Not
who
the Bouncy House, a Bouncy House.
Right,
oh,
right,
David,
right.
you said you were done.
David is
Yeah.
never done. Come on.
So the same
Yeah.
people who bartend at the pack events were bartending at the spring tour, so tickets meant nothing, which was pretty cool. And the food was pretty good. The football was abysmal, just terrible.
Yeah, that was kind of the overarching thing I got from people was did not look good out there.
Nope. No, I mean Granger overthrew basically every single pass. I believe, and I wasn't 100% paying attention, but I'm pretty sure the very first snap he took, he fumbled. He fumbled.
All right.
Like it wasn't. I don't think it was a bad snap. I'm pretty sure he just screwed it up.
Just pick it up where he left off, right? You know?
Well, no, he left off with an elite game in a
I
bowl
know.
game where he played better than many other quarterbacks did that year.
Just too amped up for the spring game this time, I guess.
I gotta believe that maybe they just were coached to get out there and have fun and not worry too much about it. But
Yeah, but if I know a lot about football from movies, but whenever a coach says go out there and have fun, they have like their best game ever, career games. So
that's true. That is what right. I mean, science says.
that's what science says. So I feel like especially in a spring game, this is not even really a scrimmage at all. This is I want
Backyard
we're going
football.
that morning. All right, we're going to play this play here. You're going to do this, do that. Like it's all scripted out. It should be like Globetrotters. You should go out there and put on your best performance and know exactly where everyone's going to be. This is the route we've been practicing all week long that you're going to do in the spring game.
It felt like backyard football to me. I don't know. With lots of overthrows, like long passes that would be beautiful if they were caught, but they just hit the ground instead. So,
well,
Totally
definitely showing our
uncatchable,
lack
though.
of receiving, right? With the exodus of our receivers.
No, there was no chance. It didn't matter how good of nobody would have caught that ball. Megatron could have been out there. He wouldn't have caught it.
Forrest Gump would have. He can
was
take
bad.
off from the exact same spot, and
Man, I'm telling you, it was bad. McKaylee had some pretty good throws. He was fairly accurate. There was still some pretty bad ones in there. There was at least one interception from him. Somebody on the line tipped it. It looked like. I'll tell you one bright spot. Is it Kaz Adams or KZ Adams?
KZ Adams.
He's a little tiny guy, but man, he can just change direction on a dime. I mean, it was like he ran like some major play, and I swear to God, he made like 4 moves against people, and no one could touch that guy. He was gone. It was great.
Yeah, I think Coach Elliott said in a meeting after some kind of press conference that at their very first practice with KZ, he like ran like 240 yards or something. Like
he reminded me of when we first started, we played. It was either like the shorter game or one of those smaller schools. They had a little running back that just like, I mean, I swear to God, it seemed like he was running between people's legs. You know, I mean, he was like just a little dude that like nobody could tackle. And like, that's what he reminded me of.
Well, that's actually pretty impressive.
5'7".
That's pretty impressive because we weren't a bunch of big guys back then. So if you're small next to like a 5'7" guy, you're really short.
No, I think Adams is like 5'7".
Yeah, as I recall, he's not a big guy, but he like was putting up like ridiculous numbers in high school, which doesn't always translate to college. But yeah, it's good to hear that he's nothing's kind of fallen off.
Yeah, you kind of hope for like a Darren Sproles-esque performance type of thing because he's a little dude just zipping all around the field.
Right.
So
I think we confirmed in the spring game too that we're going to be obviously that run first offense, which we all know, but it kind of felt cemented for the most part, which is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not fine. We'll see. The new quarterback played a couple snaps, not too many, but apparently he had only been with the program for like 7 days or something. So, it's not like he had a lot. The coach said that he had only been there, so he didn't know the playbook. And I'm like, it's not like there are still plenty of like regular old plays that you can be like, just go run this. And any quarterback should be able to go play that, run that play.
Right. Especially in a scripted game like a spring game is.
Yeah.
But I do think there was plenty of players. There was a lot of starters that did not play. Like
apparently,
or played a couple snaps and then sat on the bench. Yeah,
right, which is fine. Let them get there and let everybody else get a chance to play. Maybe that's why we look not up to snuff.
And they didn't do like a first team versus second team or second team versus first team or anything like that. It was a draft. So like they had captains.
I think they did the draft last year too. Maybe
yeah, I mean it makes. I think it's more interesting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know. When you do the first team versus second team, at least at that point, that point, which kind of team you're cheering for. Like, if you want to see your first team, when your first team offense is playing your second team defense, like, all right, cool, this will be a good, a lot of passing, a lot of running. We're going to see the ball, a lot of movement. And then when you vice versa, like, all right, now this is our chance to see some interceptions or to see some sacks,
right.
Sacks. What sacks you'd have in a spring game, but you see some the strengths of both sides type thing.
Yeah.
And maybe with the draft, that's order. Maybe that's why the game doesn't look as great because you got guys that are normally not shoulder to shoulder together.
Yeah,
because you get used to the guys you play with when you're practicing.
The other thing I noticed that I'm not sure I saw anybody talk about was McKaylee seemed to take off and run more often than I would have thought. And I didn't know if he was maybe just trying to like, well, this is how you get to start here or something.
Run the ball,
he's got wheels.
Panther football.
He's not slow. I mean, I would put him like a Tom Brady, like he's not gonna take off and run very often, but like when he does, it's fine.
Yeah, is it like Matt Ryan where it's like in slow motion?
No, it was not like Matt Ryan or like Stafford. It was more like a middle of the line,
Every single time Matt Ryan took off, it just felt like the game just came to a stop. Yeah,
I love it. The like I think it was like the year of the Super Bowl and maybe the year or two after that. Every time he took off and ran, it was always the same script by the announcers being like, well, he said he's been practicing his scrambling, blah, blah. It's like, look at him go. It's like, come on, dude, get over it.
No, he's more like, he's into marathon running. He's not into the sprints. So.
Right.
But then it's also the same time you're kind of like your quarterback. You're also like, who doesn't normally run. You're like, don't do that because you're going to get broken. And when you're broken, you can't throw the ball. So,
we don't have to worry about that anymore, right? For Matt Ryan.
Yeah, the Mariota era has begun.
I'm
glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up, Tim, because I saw that the Falcons were out at the Liberty quarterbacks pro tryout apparently very intent on looking at the Liberty quarterback.
Ryan, what do you think about that?
You gonna be
I'm
buying?
not into it.
You gonna buy his jersey?
Well, I don't have anyone's jersey, so probably not.
This is your chance. You get your Liberty quarterback jersey.
I'm gonna put
I don't even know his name.
I'm gonna put a flame on it though.
Yeah, it's like red. Or you can get those weird red jerseys they have. Anyhow,
I'm gonna add the flame.
there you go. What was the spring tour like? Did you stick around for that, or was that before or after? I don't
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
the
Bartenders were the same folks, and it was good. And the food was solid. It was like sliders.
Who? Coach Elliott talk.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't think many people or anyone talked. Apparently, it was more of like a social mixer with food and drinks.
I was told that Lanier was in fact supposed to be there. It was supposed to be Elliott for like 15 minutes just to stop in and say hi and then like get back to his team. And then Lanier and Gene Hill were supposed to be like the two major, like, we're going to hang out here for a while. And so, of course,
Lanier would have gotten a
wasn't there.
huge standing ovation when he came in after that tournament appearance. That had to be, I can't even talk. They had to be banking on him being like the star of the show for the spring tour.
Well,
it's like it's on campus. It's easy. It's easy to be like, all right, come to this one.
So, well, maybe we'll get Jonas. They haven't even announced the other spring tour dates, have they?
I don't know.
I do know some somewhat insider information. I think that all of them will be at breweries.
Well, that's good.
Ooh, I'm interested now.
Yeah, I want to say, I don't know for certain, but I do want to say that.
How do you strip without clothing?
Road Trip Brewery, I believe, was
Sorry, we're getting spammed by some kind of.
I was like, what's going on, Ryan?
But it says online strips without clothing. How do you strip without clothing? If you don't have clothing on, how do you strip? I don't understand. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense.
You take your skin off.
Maybe it's
sounds
like
horrifying.
Strip steaks.
What?
I don't know. Maybe they have strip steaks.
Oh, well, I'm into that.
Yeah. All right. So spring tour was a bust, it sounds like.
I didn't
go. I got done telling you, like, I drank a whole bunch and they had good food. Lanier wasn't there. It wasn't a bust. It was a pretty good event. It was very well attended. Apparently there were a number of Georgia Regions who were at the Convocation Center beforehand getting a tour, and they came down for the spring tour, and so there were some suits there from the Georgia Regents.
Oh, that's
University
cool.
Regents. Yeah.
I think I heard that Jonas Hayes got a tour of the Convocation Center.
Oh,
as
really?
part of his little recruitment to the program.
DJ was there. Apparently he flew down for it. But he came in and he was like, "Oh yeah, I was just doing a tour of the Convocation Center." So he said it's cool. Did you freeze? Are you frozen, David?
Good.
Huh? He is there he goes.
Am I still frozen?
No, he said it's really cool. And what he said about the Convocation Center was that the ceiling is not nearly as low as people are worried about. And that when you're out there, like it's definitely like taller than what even the sports arena is. But if you were in like the nosebleed seats, you would be like eye level with the ceiling. But we're not gonna have that problem.
I mean, that's what it looks like from the pictures. Like if you are in the top row, that you can just put your hand up and touch those big, huge
but
or whatever.
I mean, we're not. I mean, it's the seats like 8,500 or something. Like we're not gonna really have that problem right off the bat anyway. So.
We need to get somebody to start putting State of Atlanta stickers and all those things up there. We need State of Atlanta stickers
on the ceiling.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just print 1,000 of them, give them out. All right, put these everywhere in the Convocation Center.
You're on a mission.
Yeah. So awesome about that. Anything else about football? All right, I take that as a no. We talked about the baseball team a little bit last week. They got drilled by Mercer 15-5, like while we were finishing up, or while we were doing recording the podcast last week. But since then, they went on and they swept South Alabama, which was a pretty good team. Yeah, hitting like crazy. So back at it now in second place in conference, only behind Texas State, who was like just having like a stellar season. So and we knocked the Trash Down South out of second place. So that's good.
Always good.
Right?
Always good.
Yeah, so I'm still trying to figure out a date that we can maybe try to go down there and watch a game and do a little tailgate and hang out and
I definitely want to get down there again before the bomb goes away, at least.
The weekends that work for me, they're away, and the weekends that they're home, I got something else going on, so figure something out.
I don't remember who told me this at the spring game, but somebody said that they heard, so take it for what it's worth, that the baseball stadium is being fast-tracked and that it's closer than we think. But there's actually a plan for it in the near future.
If it is happening, then it's closer than I think it is.
And I think that's where we're at right now.
Well, good. Hopefully. I mean, you should have hit the breaking news button on that, man.
It is going to happen.
Did you not hear me? Like somebody told me that somebody told them. I mean, this is tenuous at best. I don't even remember who told me.
You maybe just made this up. I know what you.
No, I remember somebody telling me. I just don't remember baseball.
I will say though, going back into the football stadium.
Oh, back when I asked anything else on football and you both were dead silent. Now you have something to say. Go for it, man. Let's hear it. Let's hear it, Tim. Let's go.
I was just gonna say that we need to look at maybe doing some upgrades or some polishing of the park. It's looking It's looking like it needs a little love.
Yeah, I mean, can we just get like somebody on a crane with a power washer out there on the side by the interstate? Because you can just see a bunch of just like mold or black goo or just, weather stains and everything. Just
it needs some love. That's all.
It needs some loving. It's a big.
I noticed some law firm or something has a name, image, likeness deal with a Georgia player. And they are definitely advertising on our sign with him wearing his Georgia jersey, with his arms up. And I'm like, I
get it. That is a revenue generator for the
I get
foundation. But man, come on, have some standards, right?
Get one of our guys.
Yeah, no one's going to pay for it.
Well, then you don't get to buy that ad space.
No, that's what I'm saying. I get it. That's there. The GSU Foundation owns that square of space and that sign, and they're there.
And I've heard they like money.
To raise money. It's unfortunate that we don't. We need a donor. We need an athletics donor that can buy that away from the foundation.
Yep.
I mean, I don't see any other way around it. I can't. I don't know how you're going to keep them from doing that kind of stuff.
I know. Well, you could. You don't need. You shouldn't have to keep them from it. That's really the point.
Right. That's
equal access.
I saw that someone said that Pete Petit's name was off the field.
I heard that too, but they also said that it was a little weird and that they might have been doing some maintenance on the field.
Yeah. The what was the logo? They said there was a different logo in midfield.
It was Georgia State. The word.
I have no idea.
It was the words Georgia State. Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, Pantherhead, but whatever. Okay, cool.
It's a spring game. I wouldn't worry about it.
I'm not too worried about it at all. I don't have anything else, guys, other than talking some more shit in last call.
I want to talk about your meat competition.
Last call material.
Last call. I want to talk about all your meat.
Yeah, I know how much you're fond of my meat.
Yeah.
David's massive meats. Yeah.
I don't like to brag, but it's more than a mouthful. I'll tell you that much.
It's at least 4 mouthfuls.
Hey, you got 6 judges there, so.
Whoa! Right. Hey now.
Sounds like a party.
And you've got it's all blind judging, so you got no idea whose meat
whose meat's in your mouth.
No, who has your meat in their mouth? Oh, we have definitely ramped up for last call material. All right, thanks everybody for listening. We appreciate it. We're gonna head over to last call, talk a little more Georgia State, a little uncensored and other topics, as you can tell. Find it on our Patreon page, free of charge, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. Consider joining for $3 a month, and you get access to that early access to that, as well as our private group chat, which is a lot of fun. Probably the best part about the Patreon group, discount merchandise, all that crap. So thanks for listening, and talk to you guys next week. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.